Hi everybody, I'm Jack. This is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day, and I hope everybody's ready for a brand new week. See what's going to happen this week. New weeks bring new possibilities, so don't look at that Monday with dread. Look at that Monday with excitement. Today we're going to talk about a little raw food diet reality and excuses. I do videos every day, so if you're not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and do that now. Hit that subscribe button. Then click on the little bell and check send notifications so you don't get unsubscribed from the channel, which happens on YouTube. I'm going to try to keep my snarkiness at a minimum today because I've just been fooling around a little bit this morning. It's a Sunday morning as I'm shooting this video, and a lot of times I just wander around on Sunday mornings on the internet, read a little bit, this and that, check out the trends, put my finger on the pulse of this raw food world, see what people are talking about and see what is going on. And like usual, I got on this train of thought today on the gimmicks and on the trending. What is trending? Now, I deal with trending a lot because I'm always paying attention to what's trending in a lot of different things for my t-shirt business, for some business reasons, but just, what's trending. So I don't have a negative connotation with trending in general, but trending in the raw food diet world, or trending when it comes to this subject, is BS to me, because it's not like, our bodies are not a trend. What goes in our body, what works in our body, what fuels us and keeps us healthy and well and happy and sane, that's not trending. That shouldn't be a trend. That shouldn't really change every 15 minutes like it would seem if you sit around and watch too many YouTube videos, or if you follow things on social media, which to a large extent, I just kind of get this kind of, good God, I find it annoying. That's why I don't watch videos very much anymore. And that's why I really kind of try to put a little thought into how I shape my content. I don't like to jump on these bandwagons. Sometimes it is tempting. I'll see something and I start playing around because I play with keywords, and I'm always looking to see what the search volume goes toward and what people look at. And I almost want to jump in, but I'm just like, no, I can't play that. I just can't get into this. I mean, it's always something. And if this happens to be your particular thing, I'm not picking on any one thing. I'm just picking on the point that there's something that'll be, okay, if you're doing something right now, hang on to it, or tell me, at least man up or woman up in 6 months and tell me why this thing that on April 8th that you're swearing by, you're telling me this is it, you're giving me all these stats, you're giving me the geek report, it works because of this and that, and then 6 months you're staunchly defending whatever else is the current topic in the raw food world. I couldn't even, I didn't even write them down. I can't think of all the different, and they trend for the moment, and some of them come in and out. There were the islands, at first there were the islands. I remember 3 or 4 years ago when I was in here, everybody was going on an island. Hey, somebody would pop in a group. Hey, you want to go on a banana island? I'm doing a grape, this island, that island, the other island. I don't hardly hear of islands anymore. The intermittent fasting has been kind of popular lately, and there's value to intermittent fasting, but there's a lot of people that don't even understand what they're talking about. There's a lot of different approaches to intermittent fasting, so maybe that one's not as good a one, but that's one that it's been trending recently, and then it'll disappear and nobody will be talking about that. Now the big one is everybody's talking about trying how to do 1 meal a day, and everybody jumps on the bandwagon of that. What I'm getting at is like I say, I'm not trying to knock any one of those different things. It's just, it's constantly changing. It's constantly changing, when I don't think nutrition is constantly changing. Now, our bodies are constantly changing, and our nutritional needs can change a bit over time to time. But when we find something that works for us, I don't think it's that big of a, I don't think we just, if, in other words, like if it's working for you, why do you need to do these constant overhauls? I talk all the time about this raw food diet, and I'm going to refer to my notes from time to time just to see if I mention everything that I talk about. That this lifestyle is problem solving. And you know, sometimes, and if you could see my face, that would be so funny. I think now that I need to get my other phone set up, but now that I got two phones, I should do videos of just watching my face as I read things on my other phone, because it's just like, you know, sometimes my eyes are just rolling. Problem solving. That's all life is. That's all this lifestyle is. That's all this diet is. But sometimes I'm just like, and I actually play the game with them. I'm just kind of trying to throw stuff out. As quick as somebody can hit me with an obstacle, I try to throw it out. But when you do a channel, when you're on social media a lot, I've noticed there's these people, they'll knock something down just as quick as I can throw it out. In other words, they're looking for reasons. They're looking for reasons. They got a ready-made excuse for everything. Well, why don't you try this? Well, I can't try that because blah, blah, blah. All right. And then you stay chipper and you stay okay, positive, and you're like, okay, I understand that doesn't work. So why don't you try this? Oh, no, I can't do that because in everything, every possible reality choice, you throw out there, there's some reason, some excuse that they can't do it. Now, one thing I was thinking of that's very important, location. That's the biggest excuse. Well, in my area. If I hear one more pardon me, I won't go totally sailor language on you, but if I hear one more time about the lack in your area, if I hear one more time a list of what you can't get where you live, if I hear one more time why that raw food diet won't work for you after you've told me this for 2 years, my head's going to explode. Because here's my question. What are you really telling me? On the one hand, you're participating in groups, you're watching my videos, you're watching other people's videos, you're saying you read this, you're saying you do that, you're working towards it, but you're constantly undermining that by talking about why it can't be done. It's not possible. So why are you even talking about it? What's going to change? Are you going to move? Are you going to stay in that area? Is something all of a sudden, okay, you're going to stay in that area? Are the circumstances going to change? Have you gotten some sort of special news? Is all of a sudden, is there a new fruit business opening up in town? Have you heard of some importers that are going to start importing? What's going to change? So that's the most irrelevant, useless thing to ever tell somebody. Well, in my area, in my area, in my area. What are you telling me? What are you telling these other people? What does that mean? So what are you going to do about it? You know, you do the best you can. You do the best you can, but it's just almost like, okay, it's kind of that awkwardness of like, okay, what am I supposed to say to this person there when they're telling me this type thing? It's like, that's all it is. You're going down the road. You see obstacles in the road. We have to take detours. We have to take alternative routes. We have to do the best that we can where we are. So why don't you just get that through your head? If you're in an area and you're gung-ho to be, you know, you seem to be gung-ho to be fully raw, and it's just not possible in that area, you just got to come to some sort of terms with that. You've either got to move, you've got to adapt, you've got to adjust a little bit. Maybe you're not going to be fully raw, but you get what I'm getting at there. That's like at certain times, that's just excuses, excuses, excuses. You got to face that reality. Another one that people just aren't going to kind of get into their head that's reality is, I don't understand this. It's like being on a merry-go-round. A merry-go-round goes nowhere. It just keeps going round and round and round to the same spot, to the same spot, to the same spot. It's like deja vu. The same thing just keeps happening over and over and over again. I keep having problems with this thing, this particular food. This is my stumbling point. Once again, what are you going to do about it? The reality that people don't understand, it's smoking 101. It's giving in to smoking 101. How many of you have ever tried to quit smoking? You go for 3 weeks, you don't have a cigarette, and then you slip up and you have that cigarette. You've just reintroduced that substance into your body, and that just like stirs everything back up. I won't say it's undone everything and all of a sudden you're full on, just as bad as you were. I'm not saying that all that 3 weeks of not smoking had no benefit, and it may not be easier to get back to not smoking, but basically you introduce that chemical back into your body. And every time you're doing that, and I'm sorry, like I say, reality, what are you going to do about it? Some people will say, well, you'll be all hangdog and you'll get your feelings hurt or whatever. But I see some of the same people have the same stumbling blocks, the same trip ups after 2 years. Well, what are you going to do about it? How are you going to change your reality to make that a little bit different? What tools are you going to use? Every time I have a problem with this, cookies. Okay, you eat a cookie. Eating a cookie isn't going to solve the problem of not eating any more cookies. Basically, I'm going to keep this one pretty short today. I won't just ramble on and on and on. You just got to get yourself a big dose of reality. Reality is this thing that is. It's solid. It's what is. Reality doesn't give a shit about how you feel. It doesn't care about your sensitivities. It doesn't care you're a sensitive person. It doesn't care your emotions. It doesn't care about your emotional eating. All those things that you might want to say are valid, you might want to say are real, and I won't argue with you. Reality doesn't care. Reality's a son of a bitch. Reality will slap you in the face and won't even think twice about it. It kind of goes back to the Yoda thing, and that's harsh advice for some people. Some people don't respond very well to that Yoda thing, but it's like do or do not. There is no try. And a lot of times in life, there's food that's good for you, there's food that's not. There's a place you're trying to get to, and you're either going to do it or you're not. Some people, it will be easier for them than others. Other people, just like anything in life, you hear stories, inspirational stories of success all the time of people that overcame obstacles, people that kept doing something over and over, people that had to work a little bit harder to get there, but they were determined to do it. So, that's all there is to it. There ain't no trend. This ain't a trend. Nutrition isn't a trend. This raw food diet isn't a trend. I want you to sit down with yourself maybe and don't, just be introspective. Don't agree with me, don't disagree with me. Just think about it yourself. Think about your raw food diet journey, however long you've been on this this kick or whatever, and think about how many times you've radically changed your philosophy, your thinking. I don't mean just like learning and evolution. That's a little bit different. I'm talking about how many bandwagons have you jumped on? How many groups have you joined that are just specifically dedicated to some new little island or this process or that? Good, solid, raw food diet, nutrition, long term, always moving forward, always improving, getting healthier. That's what it's all about. Anyhow, enough rambling today. If you guys like this video, I'd appreciate it if you'd give me a thumbs up, and we will see you again tomorrow. Peace.